August 19th, 1940, Wehrmacht headquarters, East Prussia. General Oberst Alfred Jodl looked over the latest reports from the falling apart Western Front. His team had figured out the math of Allied supply lines stretching over 400 miles from the Normandy beaches to Patton's leading Third Army. The Americans have gone too far from their supplies. Patton will stop soon, maybe in days or hours. No army can keep up such fast moves without fuel. From Hitler's Wolfschanze headquarters, Jodl studied what every German general knew from experience. An armored division used 150,000 gallons of fuel each day. When pushing forward, the Americans were now 400 miles from their main depots. The math seemed clear. Patton's Third Army would come to a halt, giving the Wehrmacht time to regroup at the Seine, maybe hold until winter. What Jodl didn't know was that 125 miles away, 5,958 trucks were already moving east in a non-stop line, headlights on against normal military rules, carrying 12,500 tons of supplies every 24 hours. The Red Ball Express, a bold supply operation that German military thinking never thought possible, was about to break every idea about machine-based war. In 72 hours, Patton's tanks that were supposed to be stuck would smash through German lines at the Seine. In a week, they would free Paris. In a month, they would reach the German border. The Wehrmacht's top military thinkers were about to learn a hard lesson in American supply ways that would change how they saw modern fighting. Delivered by 23,000 truck drivers, 75% of them African American, who turned a one-way road system into the best military supply line ever. The German General Staff's belief in American supply failure came from years of military know-how and recent watches. The Wehrmacht had started Blitzkrieg, changed team fighting, and knew well how supplies controlled everything. Their own attacks had often stopped when supplies couldn't keep up with wins on the field. In Russia, the Wehrmacht's push failed early, not just from Soviet fights, but from not being able to supply troops over huge distances. German trucks failed on Russian roads. Horse carts that were still 80% of their transport couldn't match tank speeds. Railway sizes differed, so supplies stacked up far from the front. General Lieutenant Heinrich von Luttwitz, who would lead 47th Panzer Corps from September 1944, wrote in July, "The Americans face the same supply impossible we did in Russia. Their machine edge turns against them since machines need fuel, ammo, parts. They've gone 400 miles in 30 days. History shows what happens next. They freeze." German spies carefully tracked American use rates. A single Sherman tank burned 0.5 gallons per mile on roads. Worse off-road, an infantry division needed 700 tons of supplies daily. An armored one, 1,000 tons. Patton led 12 divisions on a 60-mile front. The math seemed solid. 12,000 tons daily, moved 400 miles, from beaches over wrecked roads, in a system Germans had ruined. While pulling back, General Major Siegfried Westphal, who would become Chief of Staff to Field Marshal von Rundstedt in September, calculated on August 20th, even if Americans had endless trucks, which they don't, and perfect roads, which they don't, and no breakdowns, which can't happen, they still couldn't keep Patton going more than 48 hours. Nature's rules can't be broken, not even by American factories. At 2:00 p.m. on August 25th, 1944, in a taken French chateau near Le Mans, Lieutenant Colonel Lauren Ayers of the Motor Transport Service faced doubtful officers. The numbers were tough. Patton's Third Army was using supplies faster than any army ever, moving at speeds that broke all supply plans. Old ways, like trains, set convoys, depot sharing, had failed under the pressure. "Gentlemen," Ayers said, "we're making a one-way highway from Cherbourg and beaches to the front. Every truck runs 20 hours out of 24, no stops, but for gas and fixes. We'll move 2,500 tons daily at least." The name came from train terms. A Red Ball freight was a fast shipment that beat everything else. The Red Ball Express would work the same. Total priority, no waits, no outs. The setup broke German military rules. 2 one-way roads side by side, one for full trucks ahead, one for empties back, 24-hour runs with lights on, skipping blackout rules, no stops but for fuel or brakes, 5-minute gaps between groups, keeping 35 mph average, moving fixed teams every 50 miles, MP checks pulling any truck under 25 minor steps, Colonel Charles O. Thrasher leading the advance section of ADSEC, Advance Section, Communication Zone, looked at the plans. "We need 140 truck companies, 5,158 trucks at least, running at 90% ready. That's impossible by any supply book." But in 36 hours, the impossible started. On August 26, 1944, drivers from the 39 16th Quartermaster Truck Company got in their GMC CCKW 2.5-ton trucks, called Deuce and a Half, loaded with 105mm shells for Patton's guns at Melun, 300 miles east. The drivers' makeup would shock German race thinkers. Of the 23,000 drivers total, about 75% were African American troops in a split army. These men, who couldn't use white spots back home, kept the famous white general's army going. The drivers made their own ways fast. They painted words on trucks like Patton's Blood Bank, Hitler, Here We Come, Detroit to Berlin Express. They set rules. Slow trucks pull off now, breakdowns pushed to ditches, any under 20 mph a block. By August 28th, German scout units reported something new. Units from Aufklärungsabteilung 116 radioed from spots over the main Red Ball path. Endless vehicle line, lights seen for 20 kilometers. No gaps, no dark rules. Guess 1,000 trucks per hour. Americans dropped all care. This broke all German teaching. Lights at night asked for air hits. Full lines, perfect for guns. No space meant one bad truck stops all. Yet Americans didn't care. General Lieutenant Edgar Feuchtinger, leading 21st Panzer Division, saw the Red Ball Express himself from hidden spots on August 30th. His report to Army Group B showed worry. The enemy runs a supply setup we can't get. Their trucks pass every 30 seconds, day and night, no break. They don't hide, don't spread, don't follow rules we know. It's not military. It's factory ways on war. What Germans missed was American supply worked on other ideas. Where Germans hid, Americans used huge amounts. Where Germans saved trucks, Americans planned for 20% fails. Where Germans stuck to rules, Americans fixed on the fly. The amounts the Red Ball Express hit broke German ideas of what's possible. First week, August 25th through 31st, 1944, 89,939 tons delivered, daily average 12,848 tons, round trip 686 miles, trucks 5,958, doing 1.5 trips daily, own fuel use 300,000 gallons. German supply experts got these from American papers and called them lies, but they were true and growing. By September 5th, the Red Ball Express had a beat that seemed impossible to German officers still using horse carts for 80% transport. Groups left every 5 minutes from the West End. Average group 67 trucks, load per truck 5 tons. Normal 7 tons often over. Time for 350 miles one way, 14 hours average. Turnaround 2 hours each end. Trucks always moving, 5,000 at once. The Red Ball Express made new ways hourly as drivers and fixers solved issues German thinking saw as unbeatable. When trucks failed, about Matanathas 800 daily, moving fixed teams worked roadside. Mechanics made a sort system, 15 minutes to fix or ditch. Parts taken from bad trucks, engines swapped in 45 minutes with moving lifts. When the main path jammed, drivers made new ways. They took French buses for people to free trucks for loads, borrowed German rides, painted green, used them, built skips around wrecked bridges with bomb rubble as base. Germans, seeing this mess turn to order, couldn't get it. German supply rules stressed careful plans, fixed times, right steps. Americans broke everyone, yet sped up, not fell. The biggest shock for German watchers was American fuel handling. The Red Ball Express used 300,000 gallons daily just for itself, more than many German armies got total. Yet fuel never short. Americans made another wonder. Operation Pluto. Pipelines under the ocean, laying fuel lines across the English Channel. By September 1944, fuel flowed undersea, undetected by German spies. Forward fuel spots every 25 miles. On the Red Ball path, tanker trucks in own lines. No wait over 10 minutes for fill. General Major Walter Warlimont saw from air photos. Americans have fuel spots bigger than our whole saves. They burn more gas, moving gas, than we give panzer groups. This isn't war, we know. It's factory overflow. The Red Ball Express didn't just feed Patton's push. It sped it up huge. German rules said armored groups could go 20, 30 miles daily best. Patton's, with Red Ball, averaged 40 to 60 miles daily weeks. On September the 1st, 1944, the 4th Armored Division went 35 miles morning, stopped noon for supplies. Red Ball trucks waited with fuel and ammo, then another 32 miles afternoon. This 67-mile day broke German defense plans that guessed max 30 miles daily. General Oberst Heinz Guderian, checking reports in East Prussia, first wouldn't believe no armored force goes 60 miles daily a week. Breakdowns alone stop it. This is lies or wrong spot. But caught, American radio proved it. More scary for German leaders, Americans sent positions open no code. Sure, they moved faster than Germans could hit. By September 5th, 1944, German spies had full reports on the Red Ball Express. The meanings were bad for Wehrmacht plans. Every guess on American power needed change. The report had watches that broke German military thinking. Americans wasted trucks huge, ditching damaged, not fixing, drivers on uppers for days, breaking people rules, no hideways, open to air hits that didn't come, 30%, daily fails just beat by extras, fuel use that would break any European army. Field Marshal Walter Model's answer showed growing fear. If these true, we face not better army, but better world. They don't hide because no fear us, waste because endless stuff. We can't beat with war moves. The Red Ball Express drivers paid hard body price. Germans missed. Drivers ran 72 hours straight, seeing things from tired and Benzedrine. Crashes killed 300 in runtime. Trucks hit in fog, flipped on bad roads, burned from hot engines, but spirit stayed high. These mostly African American men, no equal rights home, knew they made history. They fought race hate with truck wheels, beat Nazi ideas with better work, caught German officers, gave clear words on Red Ball hit. Oberst Hans von Luck, taken September 1944, told questioners, "We knew lost when got your supply set up. You break every rule. Waste fuel, ditch rides, tire drivers, but win with huge amounts. You made war factory ways we can't get. The mine hit on German forces wrecked. Wehrmacht men heard American trucks all night, endless. They had 3 bullets per gun, while Americans brought millions. The sound was mind war. The trucks amazed German builders. The GMC CCKW 2.5-ton Red Ball backbone showed mass make perfect. General Motors made over 500,000 by war end. More trucks than all German military had total. Trucks had new things Germans skipped. All-wheel drive normal, auto tire air, waterproof to 30 inches, engines on bad fuel no change, heaters that worked winter, more shock, American fix thinking. Where Germans rebuilt engines, Americans swapped, rationed parts. Americans ditched whole trucks for small issues, master mechanics. Americans had thousands okay ones for 80% fixes. As front moved east, Red Ball changed fast. That shocked German planners, used to weeks for big supply shifts. When old path to Chartres not enough, Americans made add-ons overnight. White Ball, Rouen to Paris, Green Diamond, Cherbourg to rail spots, Red Lion, Bayeux to Brussels, ABC, Antwerp, Brussels, Charleroi. Each new ready in 48 hours from idea. German staff needed weeks for same. Americans painted marks, gave trucks, rolled. The mostly African American drivers in Red Ball Express made mind clash for German race thinkers. Nazi ideas said blacks low, no tech skill, no drive. Yet these drivers did supply wonders Germans couldn't match. The African American troops got the joke. They knew Nazi views, made them drive harder. Every mile proved Hitler wrong. They fought race hate with truck keys, one with top work. Some German prisoners made to load Red Ball trucks, as workers had views, broken working with African American sergeants, who figured loads faster than German builders, spoke better English than German teachers, treated prisoners fair despite Nazi lies on race acts. The Red Ball Express needed setup. Germans thought impossible in fight. Engineers built or fixed 40 bridges, made 15 big fuel spots, set 26 fix stops, built 8 temp towns for drivers, all while running. The bridge at Monte wrecked by German engineers. To stop American supplies, Wehrmacht guessed replace 6 weeks min. American engineers built temp in 14 hours, while Red Ball skipped only 8 miles on quick bulldozed paths. German engineers saw American buildways shocked. No meets, no plans, just do. Built faster than Germans wrecked. Made stuff overnight in French fields. One Red Ball win shocked German gun officers most. Ammo, supply rates over their top math. American guns fired free, luxury no German unit had since 1942. During Metz forts, fall September 1944, 90th Corps Artillery fired 100,000 rounds in 24 hours. Red Ball gave every plus 20% extra. German defending Metz rationed 50 rounds per gun daily. The gap huge. American guns went hours, non-stop, while German officers figured such hits needed 50 truckloads ammo per hour. Red Ball gave without stop. The Red Ball Express ate trucks at rates that would stop any other army. By late September, breakdowns huge. Average truck life, 10,000 miles. Normal 30,000. Daily out 30% all trucks. Engines swapped 500 weekly. Tires 10,000 weekly. Total trucks wrecked or ditched 5,000 plus. But run never slowed. American making planned such loses. Ships brought hundreds, new trucks weekly to French ports. Replaced drivers trained 2 days, thrown in. German math showed Americans wreck more trucks weekly than Wehrmacht had in France. Yet transport grew, not shrank. They did something Germans thought no. Supplies faster than use. French people along Red Ball saw American plenty that beat years. German take scarcity. The mind hit on held lands fast and deep. The Red Ball drivers, mostly African American, often shared food with French despite rules. Every stop, kids gathered. Drivers gave chocolate, smokes, soap. Contrast with German take stark. Americans gave easy what Germans cut tight. German spies reported ad hit. French now think American. Win sure. They point truck lines as proof. Fight acts up 400% on Red Ball paths. The people okay with our hold now fight it. In early September 1944, the Red Ball Express faced biggest test. Patton's Third Army. So far even Red Ball hard to keep rates. Round trip over 700 miles. Drivers falling. Trucks breaking. German spies saw strain. General Lieutenant Hasso von Manteuffel reported September 8th. American supply shows break signs. Group gaps from 5 to 15 minutes. Speed down, our chance, but American change shocked Germans again. In 72 hours, Red Ball redid, made middle switch spots, cut runs to 350 miles, set driver turns, forward fix bases, doubled trucks. By September 12th, tons up. The crisis that should stop Patton made stronger. To add Red Ball, Americans did another supply fix. Germans thought no. Big airdrops. C-47 planes gave key stuff straight to front units, each 3 tons. On September 16th, 1944, Wehrmacht watchers counted 900 flights one day, 2,700 tons by air. The Luftwaffe, at best, gave 300 tons daily to Stalingrad, thought max. Americans used planes like trucks, no guard worry, no fuel limit, planned loses, beat with numbers. The Wehrmacht couldn't match factory math. The Red Ball ran on lead rules that broke German rank ways. Junior officers decided what generals did in Wehrmacht. Sergeants led bigger than German colonels. This spread baffled German watchers. American supplies, no clear center control. Every lieutenant like general, every sergeant colonel. Should mess, but efficient. Wehrmacht couldn't with stiff ranks. By October 1944, forward rails cut Red Ball needs. The run meant for 10 days went 82, gave 412,000 tons, over 122 million ton miles. German leaders, now fighting home borders, thought on scene. Field Marshal Walter Model wrote last report, "We lost not to American tanks or planes main, but trucks The Red Ball proved supplies decide plan, not follow. The shift to rails was wonder. American rail engineers fixed 1,000 miles wrecked French tracks, while Red Ball ran, laid new faster than Germans wrecked, often used caught German rail stuff. The final Red Ball numbers broke every German possible guess. 82 days run, 412,193 tons gave, 222 million ton miles, trucks 5,958, average 7,000 peak, drivers 23,000 total, fuel 57 million gallons, tires 180,000, trucks wrecked 5,000 plus, cost $100 million. Checking in jail, German officers said they guessed American supplies on Europe passed, times their best by 3, thought American max, wrong by 10. Beyond tons and miles, Red Ball did deeper, broke German trust in own military best. Wehrmacht officers who called Americans soft, machine-tied, watched them do supply wonders with grit and factory plenty. German POWs stood quiet at camp fences, counting Red Ball trucks. Some cried, new meant not just supply armies, but waste more than Germans make. Watched world fall, one truck time. The Red Ball Express forced race think in American military. The wind leaned heavy on African American troops still split. No equal treat, no fight roles. General Eisenhower saw Red Ball September 1944, saw clash. His aide, Captain Harry Butcher, noted, General watched colored drivers 20 hours straight. He said these men win war like any foot. We rethink much. The win pushed for mix, helped military end split 3 years later. African American troops proved in France what new, with tools and chance, match any. The Red Ball their fight, one big. German race thinkers hard explain clash. SS race papers stopped mention American supply runs. Proof too big deny, too hurt say. German military builders studied Red Ball hard after war. Lessons changed world supply think. Amount beats no waste, extra machines stop weak spots, spread due speeds up. Same parts grows power, people stand has limits, but higher thought. General Franz Halder, old Chief German General Staff, wrote 1950, Red Ball proved supplies set plan, not other. Americans knew. We learned late. Among 23,000 Red Ball drivers, hero tales came. Germans couldn't get an own military. From records, Corporal John L. Houston drove 48 hours straight, gave ammo to 2nd Armored at Cambrai, slept at wheel 3 times, but kept after wakes from others. Private Booker T. Washington truck burned from hot breaks with med stuff. Instead, ditch as rules, drove burning 2 miles to field hospital, jumped as flames hit cab. Stuff saved wounded both sides. These tales times thousands showed American military way to Germans. Own think, smart risks, job done over rules. In need, German forces tried own Red Ball, late 1944. Operation Greif in Bulge had plans caught American trucks for German supplies. Failed fast. German drivers, no American speeds. Mechanics, no fast fixes. Fuel, no match use. Deep. Germans, no copy. American endless stuff think. Oberst. Leading reported, caught 50 American trucks. Weak. 30 out. Americans replace weak. We tried fix. That gap our loss. Winter, 1944-45. Gave Red Ball last test. Freeze rain. Snow. Ice should stop. Wheel move. German rules said Wheel supplies no below 10 WWII, but Red Ball kept. Drivers chained tires, poured alcohol radiators, rolled, speeds 35 to 59 mph, but tons went. German watchers reported ice lines through storms that stopped panzer groups. Americans made supply that worked no matter. Weather, land, foe axe, not pretty or save by German view, but no stop. In May 1945, caught German supply officers studied Red Ball for history. Their ends same, hard on German pride. General Lieutenant Friedrich Schultz summed, "Red Ball War we never dreamed. Americans made temp world. Thousands men, vehicles, millions tons, just feed armies, then gone, when no need. We built last stuff years. They made better temp in days. The smartest look from General Oberst Heinz Guderian. Dad German, tank war. We made Blitzkrieg, but never fixed main limit. Supplies. Americans fixed with factory. Too much. We thought no. Red Ball not supply line. Flowing stuff river drowned our forces. The Red Ball Express cost US about $100 million 1944. Trucks wrecked, fuel used, roads hurt, French claims, German staff used to short found number no get. Yet Americans thought cheap. Let catch 400,000 German troops. Free France, Belgium, Luxembourg. Short war, guess 6 months. Each war day cost America $250 million. Red Ball paid self 1 day short fight. Lieutenant General John C.H. Lee, leading Europe supplies, said, "We wore 5,000 trucks, 23,000 men to wreck German Army France. Any old war, bad loses. In American factory war, okay cost." Surprise after, Red Ball changed post-war non-war supplies. Thousands drivers home with no-run world biggest move net. These vets started truck firms, planned interstate roads, made modern U.S. supply trade. Firms like Yellow Freight, Roadway, Consolidated Freightways, by Red Ball vets who used military ways on non-war trade, learned France amount, beats safe, speed beats perfect, keep trucks 24 hours, move world. Military history folks all see Red Ball as key supply, run Europe theater. Without, no, Patton push, Paris later, Germans set winter holds strong. Run proved American war thinking stress supplies over moves. While German officers read Clausewitz, battlefield shifts, Americans read Detroit lines. Rail times, Red Ball showed modern war. Supply skill wins more than smart field. On September 15th, 1944, Field Marshal Gerd von Rundstedt, top German West lead, got full spy on Red Ball, studied hours, called staff. Gentlemen, we face no war fix. Americans made supply that kills distance. Our plan guessed their stop point, where push outruns stuff. That point no. They changed war. We fight old. His ops officer, Oberst Hans Speidel, said hit Red Ball with last Luftwaffe. Von Rundstedt's answer showed full get. With what? They 6,000 trucks. Destroy 1,000. Which we can't. They replace weak. Need wreck 200 daily match make. We know 200 planes total. Behind numbers, human tales showed American way to Germans. Drivers, no sleep 3 days. No relief, because trucks might fail. Mechanics in freeze rain keep going. Teens lie age drive. Such tales times created myth hurt German forces. Americans not soft as lies said, drove self harder than Germans' horses, but willing, no fear. This made danger over German thinking. The red ball became no plan ad stronger than set. German men heard lines night, endless motors no stop. The sound mind war. German units said ghost lines that hurt troops like real supplies. American mind war units saw hit, started play truck sounds to German lines when no real. German units said these fake is true, showed mind hurt red ball gave. In November 1944, with rails part fixed, red ball official end. But ways changed military supplies forever. Endless, big amount, waste, but work supply became American war way. The huge run, 23,000 men, 6,000 trucks, 100 spots, gone 72 hours, troops new jobs, trucks spread, paths back non-war. Germans needed months make smaller, years end. Americans built, need, used, ditched, built better. When German generals gave up May 1945, many said, Red Ball special as show no hope fight on. General Lieutenant Hasso von Manteuffel, at question, when got your supply power, new war lost. You supply armies faster than we wreck. Red ball weapon, no defense. Field Marshal Albert Kesselring, one Germany best leads, asked what shock most on American forces. His answer, not tanks, planes, but trucks. Red ball showed you made whole society make war. We fought factories, not just soldiers. The end numbers. Red ball stand proof, American factory war. Cargo, 412 193 tons, distance 122 million ton miles. Trucks 5,958 daily average, 7,000 peak. Drivers 23,000 total, days 82. Fuel 57 million gallons, tires 180,000. Trucks wrecked 5,000 plus. Cost $100 million. German groups beat by supply. Edge 47. War days short. Guess 180. These tell story over military runs. They show when war changed forever, when factory power more than field smart, when supplies set, plan not serve. In 1994, 50 years D-Day, U.S. Postal Service made stamp honor red ball at National Postal Museum, Washington, D.C. The event knew been over by fight runs, but same key Allied win. Vets there spoke pride in run that proved American factory might. Single grit beat any block. They drove through tired, brakes, weather stop tanks, mostly black soldiers. Split, hate against, no war, but gave win 35 Massort muffers. The Red Ball Express proved modern war. Supplies not help. Main push. Run showed factory-free rule move stuff. Scale total tight. Save couldn't match. German generals laughed American supplies. August 1944 signed Give Up May 1945. Beat by 23,000 truck drivers. Changed war 35 mph. Their tail place among big military runs history. Not pretty or save, neither, but worked. The Red Ball kept Patton go, Germans back, proved modern war. Truck line matters more than tank row. France highways still show red ball marks, ruts from overloads, bridges quick fix, roadsides old trucks. But best memory speed Allied win. Every day, war short saved thousands lives. Red ball short months. End. German generals laughed. American supplies learned hard, modern war lesson. New talk moves. Pros. talk supplies. Americans, talk trucks. The Red Ball America, talk loud and roar. 6,000 engines no stop. Carry free rule. Wreck 35 MEPI down one-way Victory Road. The last word from German officer name Lost History, quoted Red Ball driver 1994 event. Stand beside road Belgium. Watch endless American trucks. Officer said accented English captives. We ready everything. Your tanks, planes, ships, never ready trucks. How beat foe more trucks than you soldiers? The answer rolled past 5-minute gaps. Drove by tired Americans. Rewrite war rules. One give time. The Red Ball made supplies plan. Supply win. Trucks top weapon. Europe war. The German generals stopped laugh when got truth. But then Patton already gates. Supplied by best supply run military history.